The next call is a split call. Porter Williams, 5 minutes.
Taki mata, Mr Speaker. Kia ora na koutou katoa tōna roto te aroa mata o Tētua. Mr Speaker, I have the privilege of being New Zealand Commonwealth Women Parliamentarians rep on CWP to the Pacific Steering Committee. And I currently hold the honour of chairing that committee and working alongside many of the women who are present in the gallery today. We are committed in CWP to increasing representation of women across the parliaments of Pacific. And it may interest you to know, Mr Chair, that in the Pacific, unfortunately, our rates of representation in the Houses of Parliament is one of the lowest in the world. Our male counterparts have been instrumental in supporting our drive to increase the number of women in our parliaments. Mr Speaker, I would like to thank you for your efforts in support of the CWP mentoring program, which has enabled women MPs from this Parliament to support Pacific women MPs to be mentored and supported in their roles. And further, I would like to thank you, Mr Speaker, in furthering the discussion with regards to parliamentary services secondments, as we learn firsthand how best to support the parliaments across the Pacific. But, Mr Speaker, there is much to be done. The challenges that face us, building infrastructure, connectivity, overfishing, transportation, who has the right to resources should the sea level rise and force us off our home islands? These issues are not necessarily of our making. In this increasingly diverse political world, we must meet these challenges head on, but we must do this together. Men and women sharing the burden. I look to the inspiration of Samoa and its temporary special measures, which have been enacted to bring us a quota of women MPs into their House. And I acknowledge and I celebrate, along with every Pacific woman across Aotearoa, New Zealand, that we have been able to secure a woman deputy of Samoa, the Fiame Naomi Mataafa. There are many things that we can do in parliaments to increase our numbers where there are no or few women. To the male MPs across the Pacific, I send out a challenge. I send out the challenge to you to become the champions of change, to actively seek out and support women into your parliaments, and in your succession plans to take an affirmative action approach to ensuring that you bring women into parliament. I also send out the challenge for you to encourage parliamentary services to employ women in prominent positions, to create workplaces that support women not only as leaders but also as employees. To the women members of Parliament who have had to climb mountains to become MPs, do not let these efforts go wasted. Yes, it's hard, and as women we have had to endure much, but we have made it, and others look to us to help them and encourage them and lead the way. We need your support to make it happen, and we need to send out the message to our women in our constituencies to vote for women. Do not be afraid that our women will suffer the same kinds of political abuse that we have had to endure. We are stronger than that, and we are the equal of any man. In fact, we are the better of many in our houses of representation. The argument of merit is spurious, and I encourage all of us to support women, to encourage women, and to vote for women. Mr Chairman, in the few seconds I have left, I want to say one thing about climate change and its impact on the economic empowerment of women. Unless we do something to ensure that the sea level does not rise and the salination of our groundwater does not happen, our women will not be able to grow their crops, to be able to provide for their families and to grow the crafts that they need to ensure that they have the ability to feed their families and have an income. The time has passed, Mr. Speaker, for talk. It is time for action. And above all, I urge you to become the leaders of change in your nations.